I want to welcome everyone to this public hearing at the Department of State, New York State. The subject of this hearing are the proposed amendments to the state application and plan for the Community Services Block Grant for program fiscal year 2016 and FFY 2017. The purpose is to obtain input regarding the Department of State's proposed amendments in the CSBG application and plan for federal fiscal years, once again, 2016 and 2017. Today we'll hear from the proposed speakers who have come to present testimony. I want to remind everyone that they have as long as August 12th to submit any testimony that they so desire, and we'll stay here until, of course, the last speaker has presented. I want to start by thanking everyone who has worked to put this hearing together. I want to introduce Jim Leary, counsel for the Community Services Block Grant Program for New York State, who is going to slide right over. Annette Marchesi, who is in Buffalo, New York, and is our bureau manager, and Charlene Griffith, who is our MSW intern for the summer. So I understand that the first person presenting testimony will be Carla DiGirolamo from the New York State Community Action Association.
I did bring copies.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Veronica. As Veronica said, my name is Carla DiGirolamo. I'm the Chief Executive Officer at the New York State Community Action Association. I want to thank you for this opportunity to comment on the proposed 2017 amendments to the New York State Community Services Block Grant and plan for federal fiscal years 2016 and 17. I want to, in particular, thank the New York State Department of State for its ongoing commitment to community action and for helping to ensure that issues affecting low-income New Yorkers are a priority for attention and support in New York. As you know, New York State Community Action Association is a nonprofit membership agency. We're proud to say that all 49 community action agencies in New York State are dues-paying members of the association, providing services to all 62 counties in the state. We're also a direct recipient of CSBG funds through the New York State Department of State Division of Community Services, Technical Assistance, and Training contract. We provide training and technical assistance on governance issues, program services, information technology, fiscal and other issues, and we facilitate the network's information sharing, peer mentoring, leadership development, and collaborative initiatives. NYSCA coordinates also the network's public policy, legislative, and media efforts. We provide training and technical assistance as well on request for the state's Office of New American Programs and Indian tribal organizations. We submitted testimony on the 2016-17 management plan in June 2015. I will not repeat those comments and information from that testimony. I have a copy of it if anybody is interested, and I did present and submit it at the time of that hearing. So in this testimony, I'm going to focus only on the proposed amendments. First and foremost, we want to welcome Secretary of State Rossana Rosado. Her work in communication, as well as her work to champion prisoner reentry and women's empowerment, is exciting and impressive. We look forward to working with the Secretary to support the work of the Department and of the state CSBG network and to expand focus on these new and exciting priorities. On behalf of NYSCA's members, I would like to thank the Department of State for the support that was provided during the implementation of the organizational standards. New York was able to implement the standards early and effectively due to the preparation and ongoing support agencies received from DOS. And we were very proud as New Yorkers to see ourselves ahead of the national network on implementing standards, that our agencies are doing superbly well in terms of meeting the standards, and that is largely due to the leadership of the Department of State working with committed and dedicated community action agencies. We wanted to make note of the resources and avenues of communication utilized by DSS, including the monthly updates that have been sent via email and newsletters. We find these updates helpful and informative, and we're happy to see that in the proposed amendments, these updates will continue on a regular basis. We think it's a really great way to make sure that we're sharing information and communicating across the network. NYSCA also wants to take note of the fact that the CSBG discretionary funds, as proposed in these amendments, will be open for competition among agencies which are not CSBG eligible entities. As we've noted in the past, New York State's community action agencies would strongly recommend that eligibility to apply for those funds be limited to CSBG eligible entities. That said, however, the focus on reentry and reintegration of formerly incarcerated New Yorkers is a valuable expansion of the scope of this funding. Indeed, a number of CSBG eligible entities in New York State are already working with people who are being reintegrated into their communities, and even more are partnering with reentry programs. So this is certainly an opportunity for our network and for the people we serve. Again, we greatly appreciate the opportunity to continue to inform the state's process of implementing the management plan, and we appreciate the very real and sincere opportunities for input from the network that the Department of State has created throughout this process. The plan and these amendments reflect DOS's commitment to New York's community action agencies and CSBG eligible entities, as well as the overarching goal of improving our communities and reducing the impact of poverty. We look forward to continuing and building on our partnership with the Department of State. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. Amy Turner.
Good morning. My name is Amy Turner, and I am the Executive Director of Mohawk Valley Community Action Agency. I want to thank you for this opportunity to provide this important testimony about the Community Services Block Grant Program and the positive impact it has in communities across New York State. I also am a board member of the New York State Community Action Association and the regional representative to the National Community Action Partnership Board of Directors. First, on behalf of our agency, I would like to congratulate the newly appointed Secretary of State, Rossana Rosado. We really look forward to working with you. The Mohawk Valley Community Action Agency provides a variety of services to low-income people in Oneida and Herkimer counties, which includes the city of Utica. Our agency has an annual operating budget of approximately $17 million, and we employ 300 full-time employees at 24 different sites. We have a proven record of fiscal accountability and transparency as evident by our annual audits and available via our website for the public to review. The CSBG program funds have enabled our agency to create a central intake process and create a model of service integration for all families. This enables our families in our service area easy access to our resources and opportunities. Approximately 50% of those families served reside in the city of Utica. I have included with my testimony a report, I think Tim has my copies, that focuses specifically on our work and our outcomes in the city of Utica. This year we were asked to separate the city of Utica from the county in our work plan. That's why I've included this report. We worked many years to create a service delivery system that was integrated, cost efficient, and effective. Separating the work plan goals and resources creates inefficiencies in our systems and places an unnecessary burden on staff to complete the required plan. It also does not adequately reflect our work in the community. It is very important that grantees have a significant role in the development of the management plan. This is very important to the success of the program and the grantees. Our network has over 50 years of experience creating and shaping programs for their local communities, and they should actively be involved. I applaud the Department of State Division of Community Services for expanding the opportunity for the network to discuss the administration of the grant from the state perspective. I would note the survey distributed by the Federal Office of Community Services was not accessible to all. I personally never received the link or had that opportunity to comment. I did attend the session in Rochester at the NISCA conference and was allowed the opportunity to share my input. The Office of New Americans is a valuable resource to communities with immigrant and refugee populations. However, collaboration with existing entities serving these individuals is very challenging. I'm speaking of in our community, in the Utica community. I strongly recommend discretionary funding only be available to existing eligible entities, resulting in an amendment to their contract if selected. In our community, the current ONA does not recognize the funding as CSBG, does not acknowledge Roma, and is not required to have a tripartite board. New York's most vulnerable families will be best served by maintaining and growing the existing network of eligible entities. These community action agencies have been in existence for several years, are in touch with the changing needs of their local communities. Offering CSBG funding to other CBOs has created unnecessary competition locally with established partners, especially during difficult financial times and scarce resources. Providing these resources directly to the eligible entities would result in more effective outcomes. State law also requires each recipient of funds to secure a 25% local share match. Many grants administered by our agency require matching funds. This results in competition internally and in the community for precious local resources. The process for recording and documenting is time-consuming and sometimes cumbersome. I would recommend the Department of State Division of Community Services consider pursuing elimination of this requirement. I support the plan in allowing entities to carry over unexpended funds into the next year. This flexibility provides a level of administrative management not available with many other funding sources. Our agency is very supportive of the plan's intent to continue working with NYSCA. The New York State Community Action Association provides valuable support, training, and technical assistance to the network of agencies throughout New York State. The website provides agencies with the ability to access resources quickly and easily. NYSCA provides the network with relevant grant announcements, legislation that affects our programs, and with other pertinent information. In addition, the association offers regular professional development opportunities to all staff and board members. We at Mohawk Valley Community Action Agency support the new annual self-assessment tool and the updated triannual tool. Both are aligned with the national organizational standards and will provide all grantees with an opportunity to ensure compliance and reach for excellence. In closing, I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to the Secretary of State and all of the staff, including Veronica, within the Division of Community Services for their commitment to this valuable program and their support to community action agencies across New York State. We are fortunate in New York to have such outstanding leadership that stays on the cutting edge of new initiatives and ensures the effective and successful implementation of the CSBG program. I have brought a couple of other folks with me today that have some brief comments that they would like to make about our work in the community. I have Deidre Harvey, who works for the agency as a community resource specialist, does a lot of community engagement work in the city of Utica and beyond. So,
thank you, Amy. And I would just like to acknowledge the comments that my executive director has made. Of course, we are in total agreement. The one thing that I really do want to stress is the power of CSBG funding being housed at community action agencies and our ability to use those funds to leverage partnerships. By creating partnerships and collaborations, we have seen through our community engagement initiative an increase in our ability to get the message out about helping people change their lives and ending poverty. That's the message, that's our mission. We can't do it alone. We believe that education and sensitivity is key to understanding, and having that sensitivity and knowledge and a community action agency in your community to support the work that you do empowers educators, healthcare providers, administrators, economic development, whatever the focus is, we're there. Through the use of CSBG funding, we are able to go out into our communities to support the work of others by helping them to understand the work that we do. So I am in favor of the fact that we do have systems in place, we have accountability measures, we can see our successes, and we're able to see greater successes because the use of CSBG funding allows us to then partner and collaborate with the greater community. And with that, of course, we don't do it alone. We have amazing volunteers in our community, and with us today is Diane Berry, who's been with us for forever. I think that she is the best advocate that I know, and we are very fortunate that she gives up her time so generously to help us to do the work that we do. Diane?
Hi, thank you. I'm going to put things in layman's terms, and basically I really am impressed by the community action agencies. They're structured to see what's and do this. They go out in the community, see what's needed, and then turn, how can we make this happen? And this flexibility that they have is really important. So the one thing one comment I want to make is any changes to the guidelines or any amendments, look closely to make sure that this flexibility can be retained, because it's very important. They can really respond to community needs that are oftentimes changing, oftentimes very unique to specific communities. Every community is very unique. And they're very good at this. They're very, very good at, I mean, their connections in the community are amazing. The way they leverage them, the partnerships is just astonishing. It's almost like it's not only a nurturing of who they serve, but it's a nurturing of the whole community. And that flexibility is really important in being able to respond to community needs. That's my major point that I wanted to make about any changes and amendments. And I have a trust in the people that are making those amendments and changes, that they will be able to look at those with those things in mind and nurture the agencies that way. Thank you.
Any other comments? Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Are there any other comments or any questions? No? If not, then, I'm sorry.
We can leave the floor open for like 15 more minutes.
Okay.
And then wrap it just in case people come a
Okay.
little bit late, at least then we'll go.
Jorge, was there somebody that came from New York City?
We have one gentleman here.
I'm a member of the press.
Could you just identify
Sure.
yourself?
I'm Dan Rosenblum with New York Nonprofit Media.
Okay,
Thanks
so
for coming.
there's been a recommendation that we wait 15 minutes, give anyone else an opportunity to come, and then we can go from there.
And if anybody wants to leave the hot seat, feel free to go get a drink or do whatever.
Do whatever.
You don't have to stay in the drinks.
You know, we could talk more about the wonderful work we do in Mohawk Valley.
It's all yours.
Just go
Can we
out
don't make a
and-
phone call to the agency that was supposed to be here in Buffalo, just to make sure that, that they're sending someone?
Sure.
I'll be back.
That's good.
That is, that's excellent.
Thank you. It's just focuses on you.
That's great.
But we really wanted to have, like, we're gonna circulate it through our council and our board
Nice.
and into the community so they
Nice.
can, you know.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But I still want I didn't see that.
This is cool. We're so excited about this older youth and young adults. We're doing that through the workforce development board. Bringing in older youth when they go through a training program where they still didn't have housing. And we're starting one of the child island too. So I'm pretty excited about that. Like few that are 18 to 24. We'll take a lot of really got
It's a tough thing.
But it's a huge need, because they sort of fall between the gaps of the system. You know, when you hit that 18, that's
We
hard.
had some real ups and downs. Like, retired 3 of the participants, but 2 of them have left. It's like getting ahead. So, you know, you get up going, and, yeah, so. We'll keep trying.
Tough age when the kids
No, I was
have
just
any
muting the
challenges
recording
in their
so
background.
people can talk about whatever they're talking
Oh,
about.
so
Not-
I
not
was
on the record.
anyway.
Oh,
I
okay.
had noticed.
Yeah, no, that's why I just wanted to make sure that, you know, because
Okay.
it'll be just the record of everything, so I didn't want, you know, any inadvertent stuff to end up. Because you prepared such nice public comments.
Are you training?
How did that happen?
I think you need to admit your age.
How did it happen?
You need to admit your age. Huh?
That's shocking. That can't be right.
It's real.
Admit your age.
Well, that means that you are also older.
Oh, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I know people, whatever, I don't mind. Oh, goodness. I know. Kids just eventually leave you, right?
Well, I don't know.
Grandbabies,
That's
my
right.
They leave you, but then they come back. Get all excited about that. Yeah. Yeah, they're back to my house now. The only good thing is there's a book. My youngest daughter.
But the other one,
Right. She's doing excellent.
she's still in Albany?
Yeah, she's still home. And she, well, actually,
She's still
she's
at
now,
school?
she's, no, now she teaches at, Niskuna. She's the head of the, whatever they call English as a second language. They don't call it that now.
They don't call it.
I don't remember what it is, but she's the head
Second
of that
language
department.
learner.
Right, whatever. She's the head of that department in Niskuna, and she loves it. She loves it. Niskuna's a great school district. I mean, she really likes it a lot. So, and they're doing some good stuff there. So she's doing well. My good girl. I was in there as well. So, getting married. Yeah. So that's a big activity going on. in my house now, but-
I'm not usually there myself.
I'm so thrilled that somebody has decided they'll think so. I remember her. I was gonna say, you remember her, don't you? And don't get me wrong, she's grown up to be a lovely young woman. But, I want to talk about surviving. But yes, so she's getting married, we adore her fiance, so that's very nice. We didn't even have to pay him. I would have. And then my youngest, actually, she and her fiance live with us because they want to have a small organic farm. There's a whole movement of these kids that they're part of, and so they are staying home to try to save money. Yeah. Like I say, they're part of a whole network of young people their age. And frankly, part of what's driving these young people is to be more self-sustaining. They're looking around and saying like, you can't come and all you know, so there's this whole movement that we're trying to save money for our culture, which is actually a really good path. I really admire that. They're home.
Yeah.
So how it just gives you the GPS directions.
But yes, he said no, he didn't very interesting. Well, you know, you get to go around much because Star Side is here. Places down the road, so I don't have to go too far. He's gonna have some lunch.
I think we're having brunch.
Wait till we breakfast there.
Is that restaurant, is that restaurant next door open for brunch?
It's open in the morning.
Oh, okay. Because we were gonna do lunch, but we're thinking we'll be doing brunch. That works.
Can't they?
111 Washington.
Excellent, thank you. I don't know, Tim recommended something.
Because it is.
Come on, Madison Cafe is the best.
Well, that's close by, that's why.
Yeah, the
And there's
best
nothing
cafe.
in between. In between.
Where's that?
That's not Washington. Amy Turner's totally worth it, so totally.
It's not far from here, but it's just, you can't
You
walk.
can't,
Well, where is
That's
it?
just on Madison.
Yep.
You know where that museum is, New York State Museum.
You
It's
just
straight
follow
down
it
the
way
way.
up, follow it up. I do love Madison Cafe. Their breads
Is there
are
parking
fabulous.
there?
It's a little right? So
Yeah.
you gotta go if you work hard, you gotta file when you
It's such a good place, yeah, we'll go there.
Silver Park.
Exactly.
I had to meet her.
Me too, I bet.
You
Me
could.
I
too.
had to meet her a lot.
Me too. So did I.
As much as I could. We just were awarded, Head Start for Madison County.
Great.
Yeah, there was, up for bid, so we, you know,
Hello?
we're excited.
This is different.
We're very.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. Okay. Tomorrow we have things to say.
That should not be recorded. Most of it shouldn't be recorded. I know, right?
But we
bus and Onondaga on the freeway. So we got Oneida, Madison, Onondaga. We got Herkimer, Oneida, Madison, Onondaga. So it's a lot of like workforce development area, designated area is that three county. Herkimer, Oneida,
No,
Madison.
the workforce, yeah, because
Yeah.
we gave a discretion at one time to one.
Yes.
Yeah.
You work a lot.
So, yeah, I've got two daughters, one 5.
Sit on that board.
So, yeah.
Check it makes sense, that tri-county region.
Yeah, yeah, I think so, because you have that like, it's almost like a, you know, a district almost.
Yes,
It's almost
yes,
like
a lot of people identify as a district.
Yeah.
More and more so.
Like, are there practice? In each class, you have some classes that are like 4
I don't.
in the area of conservation, one is specialized.
We have a couple of staff, we're still in the pursuit trying to become accredited to do that work. Because I decided it wasn't a good idea for our partnership to compete against them. They have.
I'm sorry,
No, we do have, they are, there's the, North Valley Refugee Center, that is the LNA area.
But you said you really were having trouble.
We can't work, we don't work well.
Right.
We do some things
So that's
with
what I'm
them.
saying, so why?
We seem, when I tried to meet in the Natural Valley, they look at us as a threat. Because we said, there's room for both. Based on some conversations I had with you, you know, like more than one Dunkin' Donuts, right? And refugee centers, they serve primarily refugees. You can understand. But we staff the town. We have a refugee and an immigrant.
Okay, yeah.
Accreditation, taking all
I
the
can figure that out.
EIA trainings and we're growing involved. Yeah, it was. We're gonna offer service. We're gonna do it whether we have to
But like-
Are you gonna apply for the designation
Is it?
as a BF?
Yes. Yes. We're going ahead, even though they don't want to work with us. Yes, we're gonna do it anyway.
It's their culture.
Yeah.
Now,
It's
do
their
you
culture.
need the attorney to do it?
And
Do we have
allowed
an
it.
attorney that we can afford?
We may, when they get to that point, I think they're working through it, those two.
Which has its own challenges for somebody, you know, because you gotta have the technological infrastructure. I mean, maybe it's not as big of a challenge as it used to be, but.
Veronica?
Like,
I will.
when I was
Okay.
starting,
I will.
distance learning for somebody.
Veronica?
Should I reach
I
out
don't
to
think
you?
we have to have
on that?
I said it's all our CAs.
But you'd have to be comfortable.
The time I was driving from
Yeah,
state to
because she had a place to
state.
start, but not.
Do you want me to contact you directly, get connected?
Yeah, and I'll make sure that
Yeah,
you're all
everybody's
set.
right, you know, it's where to go.
Okay.
Come on to your site. Now, what I'd like you to do is have your draft, look, everybody thinks they just have a perfect draft, right, Carla? Carla used to teach, so you know, it doesn't, the paper doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be submitted. Right?
Yeah.
So, if you have your draft, whatever comes in, then we schedule a day for the attorney to come and review it, and then we take it to the next step until it's fine.
We can guarantee them a really good lunch.
Why don't you, Ray? Get stuck again.
Veronica?
We have great restaurants.
You wanna go to lunch with us?
Veronica?
Oh, yeah.
Jorge, can you hear me?
Oh, Veronica.
This picture, Veronica.
Veronica?
We want to be clear that we're not sucking up. How we doing?
But I didn't think you could take, you know, like any gifts or anything, and I could buy these.
You know,
lunch. Would you like to join us?
Veronica?
Oh, my good time.
So she's here this
Yeah.
week. And so she's here this week, so after this, I'm gonna run back down to. It's my week, I've been with her for 3 weeks, but this is like my week, and I'm with her the 24/7. So I'll be going back down to, right?
Where's
She's 95.
Wow.
Yeah.
We had to kill my father.
Do you have Jim's cell phone? So you might want to call him in the room.
If I had my phone here, I'd show you.
Veronica, Jim,
Attorney will travel.
Jim,
And the attorney does.
Jim said something about taking the, what they're saying now off of, recording, so I think we may, we can hear them, they may not be able to hear us. So you may want to try Tim,
You have the.
because I know he's sitting off to the wings.
Because this way, you have something to work up to.
Let me follow up with you when I get back to the office and we can make the plan then, okay?
Okay. Charlene.
Well, you gotta get back.
So she got to call and ask for Charlene.
Yeah. Charlene should make sure that.
All right.
Schedule. And like Carla says, as long as, it doesn't matter what the paper looks like, if they turned it in, she had to read it.
Okay. Ask for Charlene. What's Charlene's name?
Griffith.
Yeah.
And so then we will have a date we can work out so we can all meet. This way I can see how that process is done.
Okay, that sounds great. I don't know. We'll see.
Everybody's got an excuse. Ethics.
We didn't leave soon enough.
Try to just keep. And then we can put it in the newsletter.
Is it okay if I take a picture of you guys?
Sure. And we have your names for the sign-in sheets.
She wants me to try not to get up.
Veronica's shy.
I know. They want you in.
Come on, Veronica.
The fans.
Here, if
That's
you're
what
not
the
in
fans
here.
want.
Get
Okay.
close. All right, come on, ladies.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
2. One more, please. Okay, let's see how we like it.
Sure.
But we don't, I'm sure.
No, I've never
We
had a
always
picture
look at
taken.
the
I
side,
know,
right?
I know.
And as long as you look good, oh, that's a great idea.
Oh, no worries.
Put that in the newsletter.
Oh, yeah, that would be great.
No, that's right. Well, it will be documented that we made the trip to Auburn did this.
You ready? So we'll start up again?
9:15? Is that 15? You ready to start up?
Start up to wrap up.
Yeah?
Oh, you're good. Go right ahead.
You know what? And I'm sorry, your name? Deidre or Deidre? Deidre with a T-R-A, right? And your name again?
Diane Berry.
Veronica,
Yes.
the person we're waiting for did submit their testimony in writing. So since she didn't show up, at least we have her comments.
Okay. Did she say anything else? Did she she's going to submit those comments then?
They have been submitted.
That's great. Great. Okay. So are there any other questions or anyone else here for testimony? Okay then, if not, I just want to wrap up by saying that this hearing has focused on the New York State Department of State's proposed FFY 2017 amendments to the CSVG application and plan for federal fiscal year 2016 and 2017. Pursuant to 42 USC 9908, the Department of State, Division of Community Services, held this public hearing on the draft CSBG plan amendments for 2017, the CSBG requirements during the application time period covered by this plan. The amendments represent federally required updates to the approved 2-year plan based on data collected during the year of the plan. The proposed amendments to the plan, I want to remind everyone, can be found on the New York State Department of State Division of Community Services website, and can also be requested by contacting the Department of State Division of Community Services, 1 Commerce Plaza, 99 Washington Avenue, Suite 1020, Albany, New York, 12231, or by calling the division at 518-417, I'm sorry, 518-474-5741. I want to thank Carla, Amy, Deetra, and Diane for coming in for testimony, and everyone else who worked to put together this hearing. And this hearing is now concluded. Thank you very much.